Hi guys, my name is Anastasia. Welcome to the video. It is now 6:20 a.m. on a Saturday and I'm here with my black coffee, which I absolutely love, and you're witnessing my two new habits this year. I did 5 a.m. challenge of waking up at 5 a.m. last year and it went really well. This year I decided to do it as well, completely randomly after last video of Jordan Peterson talk. I woke up, of course, super inspired and feeling great, went for a long walk with the podcast, and I was listening to a podcast by Tim Ferriss, and he had this guest on the show, Jocko. And Jocko is crazy. He's all about discipline. He's like this ex-military guy, and he has a podcast as well, which is really good. I would definitely recommend it. He came out with a new book recently called Discipline Equals Freedom. And discipline is something I always like to instill in myself because I feel that naturally I don't have a good discipline. So I try to embed little rules. This is probably why I'm happiest on prep, because you have to have strict discipline and you have no other choice. So I decided to wake up at 5 o'clock again because Jocko, the guy from the podcast, wakes up at 4:30 every single day, gets a workout in, no matter what happens. And I loved his explanation. I've never heard it before. Why it feels really good to wake up at 5 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. eventually once you get used to it. And he called it a little psychological win over the enemy. Not to say that other people are the enemy, but waking up so early kind of puts you already in a winning position, like you already got it done compared to somebody else, even though there are plenty of people who wake up at midday and get more things done. But you get the point. It's just little psychological thing about getting a kickstart earlier a bit before than other people. And I thought that's very interesting and I definitely agree with it. So this is what I've been doing. I decided not to film it from the very beginning because I wanted to focus on the task of waking up at 5 a.m. and just getting myself moving out of the house. And this is super helpful. Just wake up, put your clothes on and just leave the house, no matter what it is. As long as you're out of the house, of course you can't go back to bed. In terms of my personal experience, what I find helps you to wake up at 5 a.m. is just to get out of bed. It's the hardest part. It's absolutely the hardest part. And I know this feeling of just not wanting to do it, and I still get it most days, but it's that little 10 seconds that you just have to get up and just don't go back to bed. What's been super helpful for me as well is that I usually feel super cold. So as long as I get out of the bed and I feel warm, that it makes me think that bed is not the only place that gives me warmth and comfort. So what I like to do, I like to wear this kind of cozy, big, chunky, woolly things. As long as I'm out of bed, you know, I try to put on my leggings, my sports bra, my whatever gym kit, and then I put on a layer and layer and layer of these things, or like a robe, a bathrobe, anything chunky, maybe a blanket, because if I feel warm and I get a warm drink, even sometimes I add some warm water in my apple cider vinegar in the morning, I just instantly feel more comfort and more awake, and it makes me more brave to go outside and face the English winter. So today is Saturday. It probably marks my 10th day of 5 a.m.s. As soon as I wake up again, I get out of the house and I have three things to do. Either I take my Lola out for a long walk, which she's not impressed with, or I kind of sneak out and go to the gym, do weights or do cardio. You've probably seen on my Instagram again, I've been doing a lot of cardio and I'm getting such a stamina to it. Things I'm doing now, I thought I would die on the bike a month ago, and now I'm like cruising along, you know, barely breaking a sweat. So it's quite fun to see your own body adapting to the exercise, especially cardio, because I hated cardio before. I thought it's not for me. Back to the 5 a.m. talk. It feels so good, guys. The best part is when it's about 9:30 p.m. 10 p.m. and you know you want to sleep. This is like the best feeling. This is what I was looking forward the most, I think, because quality of sleep and getting those early hours in for circadian rhythms is just the best biologically for us as humans. And naturally, I'm sure I will have some days where I can't do it because of some social activities or things like that, but if this can be a habit of mine for this year, would be so amazing. And I felt myself being a bit more productive than usual, being better with prep, being more strict, taking myself as a almost like a military point of view, like you just have to do it. This is your meal, you have to finish it, and the next one is in 3 hours. Because I've been waking up at 5 o'clock, I don't usually eat breakfast straight away. And this is another thing that I've been actually missing since doing intermittent fasting, is this clarity of mind where you don't have food in your system, where you can just think and be productive and just use your brain a lot. Because what I found during this prep, eating 6 meals a day is great probably for the result, and I don't know if it makes a big difference compared to 4 bigger meals, but you're constantly eating, so your body is constantly digesting, and you always feel that you are kind of an animal, you know, like the cow that's in the field and it's like chewing all day. So your brain fogs a little bit. And I know there's a term called prep brain. It probably refers to the fact that we have so little energy, we can't be bothered to think about things, or just generally, you know, really weak and not thinking. But 6 meals a day makes you a bit sillier in some way, I found. So having the mornings at 5 a.m. and having my breakfast probably at, I would say 9, depending what time I train, it just feels really good. I have clarity in my mind, I write lists, I plan my things, and I get things done later in the day as well. So this is something I definitely miss, and I don't think I'll be sticking to 6 meals a day as a future thing after this prep, because it's just not for me. I don't like eating constantly. I feel it also makes you obsess about food more, because you're constantly checking the clock. Oh, is it my next meal? And if you've prepared all the meals, you're constantly looking in the fridge and at the time. So it's a bit too much about food. But I have to stick to the program, because if I change it completely, my coach wouldn't know what he's doing that works for me. So I don't want to kind of do things behind his back. Talking about coaching and bikini preps, I've done a little questionnaire that is now probably closed by the time you see this. But I came up with 10 questions. It's like a free survey for the bikini girls to ask them how did they find their last prep, how much weight did they lose, were they satisfied, if they had any bad side effects. And it's quite funny because first 7 girls who responded to the questions said that coach didn't allow them to have any cheat meals, any refeeds whatsoever, but they all did it at least 4 times. This reminds me of my last preps. I did cheat meals religiously, my burgers and fries and milkshakes, probably every other week, or you know, so. And this time it was literally just that New Year, Christmas thing where I had a bit over what my coach told me, like chocolate, but still. This time it's been pretty strict, and I think that keeping carbs in my system makes me happy overall, because you don't cut out any nutrient groups. And here's a sneak peek of the questionnaire answers. So first question was, how many weeks did your bikini prep last? And you can see all the responses. Mostly it's, you know, 16, 12 weeks. And then you see all these side effects of bikini preps, what people felt. As you can see, somebody fainted. Of course, the most common one is the mood swings, but period loss is 50%, so this is pretty common thing, as you know. I've been also asking their starting calories, their end calories, if they were allowed cheat meals, what did they crave the most. It was so funny to read peanut butter sandwich, pancakes, chocolate, biscuits, pizza, oh gosh. So I just can't wait to get my answers and try to figure out correlation between weight loss and what happens. And the final question was about final look, satisfaction of the physique on the show day. As you can see, 70% loved how they look on stage and 30% haven't. So this is also quite interesting. I've been pretty good on my blog as well. I have a new post. One is called Bikini Prep Budget, how much I spend on food per week. And you can see everything I buy in a week and how much it costs, and the final cost that some people are shocked about, some people are not. So have a read if you want. I'll link my blog below. This thing is also a new post. It's called 5 things I'm doing differently this prep, and it's things I've mentioned before in my videos, but it's a concise version where you can again have a look. So by the picture you can tell that I'm not cheating, I'm taking supplements, I'm doing spinning, I'm being more peaceful, and I'm eating carbs. I'm working on another blog post right now, so keep an eye, and as I told you about this bikini little questionnaire, I'll do a separate blog post on that as well. Other bikini prep updates. Now I'm sitting at 5 weeks out from the Arnold. Mind games every day, guys. Now it starts. In terms of just looking in the mirror and thinking, am I too lean? Am I losing my muscle? Am I too muscular? And my coach, last time we spoke, I sent him a video of my posing, and he, I think, wanted to see not actual posing, but more my body composition, because when you send photo updates, you know, lighting, things like that can mess up with his perception of what I actually look like. So he saw my body, he said it's fine, but he said because I'm quite leg dominant, as you know, quad dominant, he just wants me to shrink them up in a way. I don't know if it's gonna work because of course it's just 5 weeks, but he did change my program slightly for the lower body, so we'll see how that goes. Plus with all the cardio, you know, there's a thing, you're burning muscle. I felt like I haven't burned any muscle whatsoever in the last 7 weeks. I've been doing so much cardio. Maybe it's a myth, maybe I'm holding on to my muscle well, maybe supplements are helping, I don't know. What I'm finding with cardio, it actually makes your overall workouts better. I feel like I have more endurance in the gym, I'm even stronger in some movements, and maybe the real truth is that cardio, you know, can be daunting, can be boring, and people are just have a lazy nature like I do, and this is why I never used to do cardio. This is why I hated cardio, because I thought, oh, if I can get away without doing cardio, why not do something without extra effort? But if this time I look better than last times, I will definitely credit cardio, because I haven't done it and yeah, it's working. Again, personal experience. I know people that do a lot of cardio, sometimes they really shrink their muscles, but I haven't noticed it whatsoever at all. All I'm noticing is that my heart overall feels healthier, and you do feel very energized after doing cardio. You have all these endorphins, so even though you're in a prep and you're in a deficit and you're tired some days, you just feel that extra kind of boost, and I really like it. Thank you very much for watching. This was a little sit down, update you all what's going on. So black coffee is going strong, prep is going well, 5 AM is going strong. I hope all is good with you guys as well. You know what's also funny is that I've done bikini prep vlogs for 2 years, and this year I'm thinking, God, it's just all the same stuff. Why would you want to see it? Yet I'm finding myself during cardio or just, you know, at home watching other girls' bikini prep videos, even though they're the same. I think I should consider doing vlogs again about bikini preps. I feel like sometimes it's a bit too repetitive to film my day all over again, but I will do it for you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!